wanted to touch upon the significance of IARU with respect to amateur radio satellites. So as you all know, there are amateur satellites which are launched by various education institutions, space agencies, using amateur radio frequency. So there is a separate wing of IARU called as the IARU's satellite frequency coordination wing. And what they do is basically coordinating the frequency for spacecraft using the amateur radio frequencies. And here I don't want to touch upon this. Everybody knows what is amateur radio, amateur service. But the second one, with respect to the amateur satellite service, it's a radio communication service using space stations, satellites, and earth stations, and for the same purpose as service. Why IARU frequency coordination? Right? We all know that we have been allocated various bands on HF, VHF, UHF, and we have a spectrum. Similar to that, the amateur satellites also use this frequency. There are certain bands where we have dedicated frequency for amateur satellites. For example, in VHF, it is 145.800 to 146. That is dedicated for the amateur service. But similarly, in UHF, where you have 434 to 438 megahertz, it's a shared band, right? So there is a need to coordinate the frequencies so that to minimize the interference from users of the same band, also in the space segment and also on the ground. So that is where IARU satellite coordination comes into picture, and to ensure that they are doing the frequency coordination to minimize the interference. And I'm very proud to say that IARU satellite coordination service completed the 1000 milestone. Right? They coordinated for 1000 satellites. The frequency coordination has been done. So this is a great milestone. There is a lot of text over here. This is available on the public domain also. And this is the satellite advisory panel. We have all the three regions. ARS is the head of the satellite advisory board, and then we have various radio hands, part of this advisory board for region 1, 2, and 3. And you can see their names. And I work very closely with hands and his team for frequency coordination for amateur satellites from India. Now, coming back to AMSAT India, I think all of you know we are an organization, non-profit, non-governmental, and our aim is to promote amateur radio in space, and we are based out of Bangalore. And these are the office bearers. Ramesh is there on the dais, is the president. Vice president is VU2ICT. I am the secretary. Treasurer is VU2ICT. And Subramani is the director for educational relations. We did have a technical director post, but it is now vacant. Mr. Glad to decide whom to onboard on that post. And we have a technical committee, very strong technical committee. You can see the names. And of course, we have me and Commodore Subramani also as part of the team. Director regional coordination is done by SOMS, VU3, JDA. We also have regional coordinators, also Saha, VU2 for North, and Rajesh Ugadia in West. And I also manage the public relations for AMSAT India. Of course, my call sign, my next call sign was VU3BYG, now it is VU2G again. So I have not changed that. Now I want you to actually share some update on how AMSAT India is connected with IARU. So we are a nationally recognized organization by various AMSAT organizations and the IARU Satellite Coordination Service. And also we act as a nodal contact for providing initial guidance for satellite project teams intending to use the amateur radio frequencies in the mission. Recently we have been having a lot of discussions with InSpace, that is the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, and they are basically referring all the satellite project teams who are intending to use the amateur radio frequencies to us for the initial evaluation and guidance before they go and submit the frequency coordination request to IARU. And the table what you see at the bottom is all the coordination that outside India has done as far as frequency coordination is concerned. We have done more than this, but this is what I could talk. We did for Thyroid 1 and Thyroid 2. These were satellites launched from Google space. And then there was a coordination done for Azadi-Sat. This was the satellite built by a company in Chennai, so called as Space Peace. And then Vidisat, this was the sat FM repeater. This was from AJ, Somaya College of Engineering, Mumbai. And then our own ASAT, which was a project, ABRS, Jupiter project from outside India. And then Parish Nanosat, this is from Manipal College. We did the frequency coordination for them. BGS Circuit, which was just to continue with Nitin, this is a very, very prestigious program. Like elsewhere, what is happening with the astronaut training program. So in India also it is approved, and all the 4 astronaut disciplines, what India we have selected, who are going to be there in the space, and in very short time, out of the 4, I think all of you are aware that one is being identified, that is Group Captain Subhash Shukla as the prime candidate to fly to International Space Station, and the backup is Group Captain Balakrishnan Nayak. So they two are undergoing test there, and now India ISRO has accepted hamradio also as one of the training module for the astronaut training program. And so with the great presentation we could get there, and we have to really thank the last chairman, Dr. Sohman, who immediately agreed because he is aware of what is hamradio. So that is the most fortunate thing. Almost all the ISRO chairmen, they are all aware of what is the hamradio. For example, the very first, just after the Indian, see tomorrow, it's a coincidence. We are celebrating 50 years of the India's first satellite tomorrow. April 19, 1975, we launched the Indian first satellite IARU. And so it's a very coincidence. Today we are celebrating 100 years of IARU, and tomorrow India we are proudly celebrating the 50 years of the first Indian satellite. As we have gone a long way, and right from that day, the then chairman, Dr. Professor IARU and Dr. Kasturi Rangan, they jointly authored one book about Aryabhatta. And you know, they have referred ARL handbook to that. You can just imagine how much they are aware of ARL handbook those days. And in 1975, so that means hamradio is not new to the ISRO chairman. So that's the reason we could get through all these projects. And recently, like any other hamradio projects across the world, human space program, hamradio is also part of it. And we were very lucky, Upagramich Radio Club, in short we call UPA, and AMSAT India together. So we conducted the training program for all the 4 astronauts. And on this platform, we would like to so all these days, months, we have kept it as very secret. Okay, so we silently conducted the training program for them, and all the 4 astronauts got the general license. So, next slide. So, yeah. So here, this photograph was taken during the completion of the training program. And we have with me Nitin, myself, Balaji, and Group Captain Prashant Balakrishnan, and Group Captain Krishnan, that's Krish. And then the third one is Group Captain Subhash Shukla, who is going to go to the International Space Station by May end or June first week. So we can hear Group Captain Shukla from International Space Station. So he is going to stay there for about 14 days, and we are working out with ARIS and NASA and Axiom to have a space connect with the school students, and we are working on that. After India, we are working on that, and soon we are going to connect some 2 Indian schools. Still it is in the primitive stages, but we are working on that. Both ground and space segments, both we are working on that. And on the other side, we have the past president of Upagramich Radio Club, Mr. Suman, and the other one is Dr. Rahul and Mohan. So this is our team on that day. Actually, they were test pilots. So, their ability to grasp things is amazing. And they were very quick learners. Even you won't believe it, in 1 week, they were able to learn Morse code. I have some photo, you can see Ajit Krishna, most right transmitting using a key, right? And this was the connect that we had. And thank you again, HSLC coordinated with WPC. So thank you very much to Mr. Saravanan and the officer in charge and Mrs. Kritika, who is here also. They came over and conducted the ASC test for the astronauts, and you can see them handing over a memento to her. And then these were the outcomes. I will not go into all these.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you, folks. Anybody have? We would like to honor him. Of course, sponsored by Jim. We will be there. So kindly receive this wishes. So we will give a hand to do honor the So I would like to invite Aru, our treasurer, and we will invite you to come. So Aru, all of us for the 4 minutes. One last thanks giveaway is there. I would like to invite verify to receive a special comment on behalf of India's fans for the coordination of this event. This is an honor for us to be given this small token for the coordination and collaboration for this event. With the YBK, they are really handover duty to thank the Jaya, Commissioner of Police, the hamradio, Deputy Commissioner of Police, and take a time out to be with us on the moment as a training. We also thank Deputy Deputy Director of Horticulture, who made arrangements for entry and movement of vehicles. We would like to thank Mr. Kumari, District Coordinator, Private Partner Agent. For being with us anytime or being with us today. We also would like to thank Mr. Kritika, Junior Wireless Officer, for joining us on this occasion. We put on record our sincere thanks and for all the support and cooperation from the five Mission Trust in Bangalore, Dr. Satyapal, Vice Chairman of the Institute of Finance, we will also provide Ram Mohan, President BRC, Ryan Ajay from Lions Club International, Ramesh, President URS, President Ascent India, Alaji from Upagraha Radio, Mission Radio Club. Thank you all for your support and cooperation for organizing this momentous occasion. We would also like to put on record our sincere thanks to the Circle Inspector High Court police station for enabling to illegal movement. We place on record our sincere thanks to Multi-Radio Bangalore FM Radio, where we had a 40-minute interview, live interview on 101.3 yesterday. We thank the members of the press and other media houses. We especially thank Zulatan for having come here to cover the event. We also thank all HF, VHF net controllers and the people clubs for having provided the opportunity to make continuous announcements for canvassing this event, which has resulted in this large gathering we have seen in front of us. We thank Lion Simha of 5 events and conferences for the audio and visual equipment. And I cannot forget all the volunteer hands who joined us for the initial meeting to become the organizing committee for this particular event. The list is quite long, time is quite short. So I thank one and all who participated. But I would like to put on record Lion Ajay's work. We literally ran from media house to media house. Tracking him on the APRS was like we were doing a jigsaw puzzle in our Bangalore main area. We thank Devanshu Saha, who unfortunately had to leave because of personal commitments, for covering the event with his photographs. And I cannot forget the GC Committee of Amateur Radio Society of India for being very supportive of all the arrangement plans that we made. And we thank all those who have sponsored and provided mementos that have been distributed as part of the delegate kit. And lastly, I would like to thank each individual and SWL for taking time out, for putting the effort to travel long distances in spite of various inconveniences because of parking issues or any other issues that we have because of the IPL and the holiday today. Thank you everyone for having been with us, for making this a grand event.